Part 1. Summary and Review. Summary. Smacked by Eilene Zimmerman is a powerful and timely commentary on white-collar addiction in present-day America. It outlines her ex-husband's descent into substance abuse, outright addiction, and death at 51 as a respected partner in a prestigious San Diego law firm in 2015. Neither Eilene nor her children suspected that drugs were part of the equation in their father's noticeable deterioration over his final 2 years. The narrative is as much an investigation for the sake of closure as it is a compassionate account of a much bigger problem in corporate sociology. It includes a personal story of relationships, family life, career moves, and broken people, but weaves in medical studies, drug-related information, psychological trends, anthropological commentary, and science to reinforce the journalistic approach to what is effectively a 2020 white-collar drug investigation. Part 1 begins with the horrible discovery of Peter's body by Eilene, the author, only 2 days after he falls out of contact with the family. It skims through the pinnacle moments that lead up to Peter's untimely death, which wasn't by overdose, but an infection through multiple needle entry points over his body. There are the highs and lows of the romantic relationship that spanned decades, their co-parenting of Anna and Evan, marriage and divorce issues, career moves and ambitions, and then the final interactions with the family as Peter's drug addiction took precedent. There is also a candid bearing of emotions and psychological trauma that's eye-opening and deeply personal. It's raw and hand-picked to carefully lead the reader on the same painful journey that Eilene experienced over more than 2 decades with the man she thought she knew. The narrative is one-sided, from the viewpoint of Peter's wife and children, since much of what he had been through was hidden even from his closest acquaintances. The story is also framed to reflect Eileen's side of the story, as the cast-off wife, an unwilling widow who was sure her husband had developed a mental disorder or an undiagnosed terminal disease. She shares her deepest struggles, including her heartbreak and confusion over what her children went through in the final months before Peter's death, believing their father no longer loved them. It also explores her many insecurities, personal history, low self-esteem, and dependence on Peter's approval. Part 2 begins with the emergency vehicles, the arrival of the children at the house, and the aftermath of discovering the drug addiction from the undeniable police evidence collected around Peter's home. It's a brutal account of a dawning realization that addiction answered all the questions that the family had been asking their former hero, husband, and dad. She also describes her top therapy choice in the years that followed her loss: eye movement desensitization and reprocessing (EMDR) therapy. The treatment assisted her in processing the trauma of discovering Peter's body by retraining memories and replaying scenes using lights and movements. Francine Shapiro, Ph.D., has written widely on the subject and added to the growing research around the methodology of EMDR in studies focused on treating psychological trauma effectively. Studies have shown great progress for post-traumatic stress disorder sufferers in particular. Part 3 shifts significantly into a more academic discussion of drug addiction in general,